This is underwater analysis of Shannon's backstroke. As we were discussing before, we can see that her feet are very low on the wall. That's partly to do with the metal on the wall, but she can pick her feet up a little bit higher, and that's going to help her clear her hips on the start. I'd like to see a little bit more hip action in that kick. As we discussed before, we can see that her hand recovery starts out with pretty good depth, but then it starts to get very shallow as she gets tired or as she gets further through the stroke. As we can see right here, her hand becomes almost all the way out of the water. All knees on that kick, a little bit more hip action. As we come through, we can see how shallow that hand gets, to the point where it even comes almost to the surface of the water. Here we can see it even breaks the water. We want to make sure that that hand gets a little bit deeper so that we can get more power out of both hands. And make sure we keep it deep throughout the whole 50, not let it sneak up when we get tired. This is above water analysis of Shannon's backstroke. The first thing I'd like to point out is that Shannon can move her feet higher on the wall, which will allow her to get her entire body out of the water on this start. Additionally, she can use more hips in her kick. Right now she's using almost all knees. If she can get her hips more involved, she'll have more power and more speed in her underwater kick. Shannon has great turnover and good body position. I'd like to see her put her head back a little bit further, and that'll allow her to keep her hips a little higher in the water and stay on top of the water to go faster. Okay, as we discussed, Shannon knows how many how many kicks she needs to take off of the wall to maintain top speed. Right now we can see that very well, that she only is kicking from the knees. Okay, we need to make sure that she's using those hips, using her whole body for that dolphin kick. Additionally, as Shannon starts to get tired, we see her hand starts to get very shallow, especially that left hand. We want to try to make sure that we keep that hand a little deeper in the water to catch the still water, which will allow us to have more power in our backstroke.